Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Chinese Tier 10 Tech Tree Tank Destroyer, the WZ-113G FT. This is an incredibly powerful tank, a vehicle that has a super solid frontal armor profile. It's got a very nice gun with incredible penetration, good damage per minute, good accuracy, and very solid mobility for what it is. Really, the only part about this vehicle which dissuades, in my opinion, a lot of people from grinding the line, is that it's kind of an ugly box, but not everything is in looks, and when it comes to this tank's playstyle, it's a very, very fun vehicle to play. Kind of think of this tank as a super well-armored ISU-152. What can you not like about the vehicle? This is currently the least popular Tier 10 in the game, and just about maybe every 2 or 3 months I make a video talking about why this tank is super solid. It turns out I'm accidentally in skirmish, so I'll be right back. There we are, out of skirmish and into the normal matchmaker. One of my friends is grinding crew on his WZ-132-1, and he obviously doesn't want to suffer in that vehicle with an 80% crew in pubs in actual games. So we've been grinding skirmish today a bit. Unfortunately, I forgot to go back to pubs. So what do we have up against us? Well, we can see a K and an M6 Show and an IS-4. So they got some strong heavies. Honestly, some pretty strong heavies overall. Now, the IS-4 is crossing, which is something I could possibly shoot. Unfortunately, this TVP is kind of stopping me. Oh, boy. Well, I don't really want to be here. This TVP is forcing me to kind of get stuck where I'm at right now. But as long as I can drive up a little bit and get into the position I wanted to go, which is right here, nice, we're fine. I don't know why I'm the one capturing this base, but I'll take it. It's better to have somebody capture this base than nobody. So we got the M60 off to the side, and it... Oh, there you go. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get the shell off, but it looks like we are. Now, you can see the gun on this tank is not bad at all. I mean, its aiming time is not the best, but it's also not bad by any means. And when it comes to this vehicle's shell velocity, that's really the only wonky part about the WZ-113G FT. I do not love this vehicle's shell velocity, and it definitely could be a lot better. But we've got the M6 right over here. We're going to get one slap-a-rooney into his tank. We got the Object 140 here as well. But the great thing about this tank is that it actually has really solid armor against a vehicle like the Object 140. And then there you go, another very easy slap back into his tank. We have already dealt 1,700 damage in total. And, well, I mean, we're just racking out the damage at this point. That M60 does get cleared. Thank you, teammates. And with that, we know the 4005 is a pretty big threat. The 4005 has to be somewhere off in front of me because we did get, it looked like either a bounce from him or something along those lines. So I'm a little cautious about that. Got the STRVK off to the side, but unfortunately, we did get spotted by him. There's the 4005. Bonk! Oh, yeah! 960 damage into his vehicle, and we were able to back up away from the K. As you can see, already, I've been able to put a pretty big impact into this battle. We got the Jagdpanzer E100 showing me just the bit of his tank, and I'm just going to snap that because that Jag looked like he was trying to shoot me. So I don't want to sit in front of an opponent that can obviously ruin my battle. That's not smart. That's called being stupido. So instead of that, I'm going to head over here. Maybe we can get a shell into the IS-4. He's just right there, but looks like the IS-4 is actually going to pull forwards and double down into where he's pushing. Well, that's all good because we got the Jag, and now we got no more Jag. We're going to reload again, and this Yo is going to dump 1 shell and 2 shells, which is perfect for me. That means all I need to do is drive right over this hill. Hello, Mr. Yo. How are you doing? Goodbye, stinky man. Haha. And with that, this is a pretty easy victory. As you can see, for the first battle, pretty solid, 3,400 damage, and we had plenty of health left, sitting at 1,222, to do much more in this gameplay. Plus, we're even going to finish off the Object 140. But overall, a pretty solid game to showcase where the WZ-113 GFT is incredibly flexible. It's got mobility, it's got traverse speed, 50 degrees of traverse, I should add, which means that nothing is going to be able to flank you. Even light tanks are going to struggle to get to your side. But the crazy part about this vehicle well is that you cannot penetrate the front with the majority of medium tanks. Especially a lot of people like to run gun rammer on their mediums, and one of the big downsides of running gun rammer on a medium is even if you're aiming at this vehicle and you're kind of looking up on it, you're not going to penetrate this tank. It is like 330 thick on the superstructure, which means if you're running calibrated on a medium, you might have enough pen at some angles to cut through the upper plate. However, if this tank just uses 1 or 2 degrees of gun depression, yeah, good luck. It's like 340 to 350 thick at that point, which just makes this an absolute juggernaut when it comes to dealing with medium tanks. Now, the power to weight on this tank is also very, very solid. The only thing I've noticed that Wargaming has once again screwed me is they've given me 2 183s, and I'm in the WZ-113 GFT. The problem is that they get a 121, and where's our medium? Oh, that's right, we don't get one. Why? Why does Wargaming do this? I mean, I've said this in the past, and I say it almost maybe once every 3 or 4 videos I post. I do not understand how Wargaming thinks it is fair that one team can get a medium that can literally go over to C uncontested unless a player like myself thinks of how to combat them. Thankfully, I do have a 183 covering, so this medium might regret this decision, but that's just because I was able to play this smart. I can't really say for certain that it's still fair they get a medium tank. Either way, we get a nice shot into that enemy 121 to start off with. That 121 is not in the best situation, but it's going to get worse for that 121 if we can get any more damage out. We can see him. Oh, I was kind of hoping that would hit. I'm a little careful because I don't know where all of their tank destroyers are. And I know if I overexpose by too much, I could get absolutely pooped on by one. So that is something that I'm going to keep in mind. But as you can see, I was able to HE the WZ-121B, and with that, that player is dead. Nice. That's really, really good, actually. That is by far one of the biggest threats on the enemy team cleared for me. Okay, well, with that, we got the Type 71 off to the side. We got the E100 who's already getting bonked, and yeah, this is a win. I mean, both sides should have had a medium, let's be real, but at least I was able to use this tank's good mobility, overcome the poor situation I was given, and still be able to change the tides of what was going to happen in this game. So we got the 100, and this is going to be a fairly easy pen. There you go. Nice 686 slap. We can see for some reason the 183s are just chilling there, but that's all fine with me. Got the 100 still over here. Doesn't look like he's going to allow me to get a shell into him, but that's fine. Got the FE2 and 5B over here, who we're going to bonk. Yeah, 543 slap into his vehicle. You'll also notice this tank has pretty good reverse. I think it's 16 kilometers per hour, which is good enough to allow you to really get out of any trouble you've kind of stuck yourself in. Now, this 2 and 5B is playing a little aggressive, but I'm not too worried. Let's see if we can get a... Oof, I want to pen him. I'm just going to do it. Yeah! This thing has a lot of pen, as you can see. Even with that 2 and 5B... you know, showing only about the bit of his turret, I was still able to cut right through his tank. Now, we're just going to get right to the side of his vehicle. And come on. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Right through the edge of the train car into that poor 215B. Now, sure, the 183 nukes me. I will admit that the 183 is a very big contester to the armor on this tank because it can absolutely nuke you. Oh, come on, Wargaming. I got absolutely robbed from that shot. That was stupid. But either way, yeah, I will admit the 183 can absolutely nuke this tank's hit points, but at the same time, it's not too much of a worry when, when I still got plenty of health left and that guy is a goner. You can see him looking at me, but it's not going to matter. I'm going to be undetected, and he's not going to get that shell off into me. So, goodbye, 183. All that's left is the enemy Grillbo Baggins. I'm not going to bother the shoot. Yeah, no, we're going to go for it. Let's go for this juicy HE. Where is the grill? Oh, there he is. Fire! What was that? Why, Wargaming? Why do you do this to me? We still did fine, but we should have done at least an additional 600 in that battle. I cannot believe that the shell just dunked into the ground like that. Wow. Now, I should point out to you that the dispersion on this tank is not bad, even though that shell was stupid, and I should have done like 4,300 damage this battle easily. The dispersion on this tank is actually pretty good. I mean, it sits at 0.321, which is pretty accurate. I mean, compared to the Object 268, which got an alpha nerf and a dispersion, or alpha buff and the dispersion nerf, the 268's dispersion is now the same as an IS-4 at 0.344. So the gun's not bad. The game just absolutely screwed me over and made a very easy shell miss because I did not fully aim in, but oh well, that's just how the cookie crumbles in Blitz. Either way, we did 2 very solid games, and you were able to see in those 2 games just where the WZ-113 GFT is flexible. It can go to medium side, it's got really good power to weight, it's reverse speed, traverse speed, gun, alpha, everything about the tank is fantastic. And yet, people don't grind down the line. I don't know how many times I have to suggest for people to go for it, but this is an absolutely fantastic take. The Tier 9 is absolutely fantastic. The Tier 8 is absolutely fantastic. The Tier 7 is okay, and the Tier 6 is pretty solid as well. Tier 8 to Tier 9 to Tier 10, everything is fantastic. Please grind this line. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.